Did you know that you're being scammed by your bank? And did you know that there's a way to not only not be scammed, but mimic what they do so you could create that opportunity and wealth that you want to, that gives you that high step through this inflationary environment, through this recession, and puts money back into your pocket where it belongs? Let's talk about it. Stay tuned to this video. It's a must. Once again, I don't want to come out like some kind of conspiratorial theorist and, let you know that everybody's taking advantage of you, but everybody is taking advantage of you. So here's what you need to understand. And I said this in previous videos. Corporations produce products that are meant to fail, planned obsolescence, so you buy the next product, right? Financial institutions want to sell you products where they keep the money for as long as they can and give you back the least amount as possible. Governments want you to buy products where they could tax you later on. And then the banks, well, here's what they do. They want you to give your money to them so they could hold it and they could loan it out 40 times over. They don't take financial risk, they take credit risk. For every $100,000 you have in a CD, they're gonna make 40 points on it while you're making 2, 3, 4%, whatever the current rate is as of today. So if you can understand that how most Americans are being scammed by banks, and it's not meant to be like, hey, I'm picking on you, I'm just kind of like telling you the truth. And for me, it's like, how do we mimic what they do? We're gonna get to that in the end of this video, so stay tuned because we're gonna dig deep into it, but let's just kind of get into some early statistics so you understand what I'm talking about. Americans love banks. Listen, if I have 300 grand, I don't want it in my backyard. I don't want it in my basement because somebody comes steal it, right? So it's in the bank and you have up to about $250,000 protection, FDIC. You got to set up different accounts, joint, single, whatever, break them up and to kind of maximize that, which is crazy. You have to do all these different accounts to maximize. Why can't you just put $2 million in the bank and it's FDIC protected? There's a reason. In 2022, 58% of American adults own stock and 94% of American adults stored money in the bank. Many people think that banks are necessary, but are unaware of alternative opportunities. How banks make money is this: by borrowing money from depositors and compensating them with a certain, very small interest rate, the banks will then lend the money out to borrowers, charging the borrowers a higher interest rate and profiting off the interest rate spread. They sound like pimps. So at the end of the day, if a bank is going to give me a loan for my mortgage, give me a loan for my car payment, give me a loan for my credit cards, give me a student loan, at the end of the day, that's what they're in the business of doing. If you want to be able to own a bank, just think of it this way: you're going to have to go, get a surety bond, the background check, come up with $2 million, and really go through a scrutinous process just to be an owner of that bank. But at the end of the day, once you own the bank, all they're going to do is loan the money out over and over again, and you're going to get a piece of it. How profitable are banks? Banks make up 32 of the S&P 500 companies, or 15.6% of the index. This is less surprising when you learn that, in fact, Bank of America alone did $95 billion in revenue in 2022. Think about that. If banks make this much from other people's money, you could make a lot from investing your own money as well. Make the money yourself. Instead of getting or putting money in the bank where other people will profit from your money, an alternative approach is putting money into a cash value, high dividend, overpaying whole life insurance policy, generating not only these guarantees from the dividend perspective, but borrowing against it when you need to be liquid while it's still earning a rate of return. In this way, you can make multiple rates of return off of a single dollar. So what am I saying here? Okay, listen, I'm not saying stop putting money in the bank. What I am saying, though, is once you get past a certain monthly savings that you feel good about, you get that 6 month of emergency fund if there's one spouse working, or 3 month if both spouses are working. Once that's done and once that's there, and you're up to the match 401k and there's excess money, start to think about overfunding a cash value life insurance plan. Why? Well, because not only will you be able to kind of create that systematic approach of liquidity where you can leverage that money for other things, and there are so many things you could do with that. Longer conversation, go ahead, click the link below, reach out to one of the advisors, they'll take you through that process. But remember, at the end of the day, by having cash value life insurance, you not only get that guarantee, not only you get the multiplier effect, you also get disability protection. So if in fact you can't work anymore, this thing will pay for itself till age 65. That's an important, if you're making big money, if you're making 4, 5, 6, 700 grand a year, and you have a policy that you're putting a lot of money into, and all of a sudden you can't work, and now the insurance company's gonna pay for it, that's guaranteeing a portion of your retirement to be tax-free. Pretty powerful play there. State by state, it's protected from lawsuit, creditor protection. You have to look at the fine print there. But at the end of the day, if you could operate your mind like an entrepreneur and think like a bank, where you in fact are going to loan your own money out over and over for student loans, for mortgages, instead of using credit cards where you're paying them interest, you pay yourself interest. Now all of a sudden you're going to create a system of thinking, not a product, but a system of thinking that allows you to really play in the space of what the big ballers do. And by the way, you have to start somewhere. It's not going to show up at that front door. It's about getting approval. It's about putting the right people around you and putting yourself in a position to slowly and steadily begin the process of owning your own future. Anyway, go ahead, click that link below. We'd love to sit down and talk with you. No obligation, of course, and really take you through our success process.